Hello and welcome to the analysis video. Today's Lilligant Fairy, which is a fairy and flying type, which is basically Togekiss. This thing is in a lot of ways very similar to Togekiss, uh, so I will be comparing this thing to Togekiss a lot in this video. The typing is pretty decent. Flying is a good offensive type. Fairy is a good defensive and offensive type. Um, you do have a few weaknesses: steel, poison, ice, rock, electric. Like you do have a few weaknesses, but overall, I don't think it's a terrible typing. Although you do have to watch out for like a lot of types. Um, Oops, my mouse. Uh, 90 its speed 90 is pretty good, especially for what this thing does. It's like very fast. Um, and 110 special attack is not weak in the slightest. And 70, 75, 75 defenses are also pretty good. And 60 attack, you don't really care, you don't use it. So yeah, stats look fine, the typing is good. But looking at its abilities, it gets Serene Grace, Synchronize, and Healer. And you might already see where this is going, how it is similar to Togekiss. But yeah, Serene Grace, secondary effective moves are have their odds doubled, basically. So something has like a 10% chance to burn, it has a 20% chance to burn. Um, Synchronize, if you get status directly, like by a status move, your opponent also gets status with that status move. I think that's how it works. Like for burn, paralysis, and poison. I don't think it works with sleep or freeze. But freeze, you can do freeze anyway. A healer means that in doubles, your partner can get their status cured. Like there's a chance for that to happen, but you don't run healer. So yeah, that's basically the idea with Lilligant's abilities. It gets a ton of utility moves. It's still in Trick Room to mess up with speeds, screens to support your team setup or whatever that you want to support. The screen is always useful. Whirlwind to just get something out of there. Heal Bell, Cleric, move heal status of your team. Roost or Recovery. Defog gets rid of hazards. Encore is always good move to have to prevent force your opponent to keep using the same move. Like if especially if you switch into like an earthquake and then you like encore them into earthquake, and yeah, it can be good. I like encore a lot. U-turn for pivoting, Thunder Wave. You can see where this might be going. Where Thunder Wave is just a great status condition to be able to use. But yeah, this is uh, this is kind of a degenerate mon, as you will see. This is a cleric set. Roost Defog Air slash Heal Bell. Yeah, this thing is Serene Grace Air Slash, and it also has Thunder Wave. So you can just be an ass and just run Thunder Wave, Air Slash, Roost Defog, or like Roost Heal Bell, and yeah, that's a thing. You can also run U-turn for pivoting. I think generally going to be bulky, maybe like boots. You get like defogs off. This thing's main like objective isn't to flinch things to death. This thing is to sponge hits, be to heal up itself and its heal status from its team, and just get rid of hazards occasionally and like check something if it needs to. Moonblast for second step if you want that. Encore, I like Encore a lot, and you can run like literally any other utility moves. You can run a Thunder Wave on this set too if you want to be an elf and just flinch them, para-flinch them forever. Um, but that's more so the case on the second set, which is offensive-ish. Uh, Air slash Hurricane, Moonblast, U-turn, Heatwave. I think this could be a very good Scarf set, but I think if you're Scarf, like ideally, I would run like Air Slash and Hurricane because Hurricane is strong as hell and Air Slash is like luck. And you can always try to get Air Slash flinches. U-turn could be U-turn or Moonblast, and then I would put Heatwave there for the Steel types, and that's kind of it. But yeah, for Steel types it helps a lot. You can also run Aura Sphere for Steel types and Rock types. Aura Sphere is probably better because it doesn't miss. I think this might get Focus Blast. I don't think it does Focus Blast. Let's check. It also gets Focus Blast, which is like If you want to run Focus Blast, go for it. It might miss. That's the risk you're taking. Um, you can run Calm Mind plus Roost on this too, with like just Calm Mind, Roost, Air Slash, Moonblast, and just go for that. For Thunder Wave, if you want to be annoying, Aurasphere, like I said, or Focus Blast. Psychic Psyshock helps with poison types, fairy types struggle with. Thunderbolt, it's Thunderbolt helps with opposing flying types and water types, like that's kind of it. And you can run like all the other utility moves if you want to. Something I want to say that I didn't really get to say. This week can be good with like Trick Room into U-turn because it's really fast, and after Trick Room it's really slow. So it can be a slow in Trick Room pivot into Trick Room Breaker, which is like a cool thing to keep in mind if you get this thing. So yeah, but I do think this thing's main problem is gonna be 4 move slot syndrome. This thing wants to run like 50 moves every single time. Like here, like I'm saying here, it wants air slash, it wants hurricane, it wants moonblast, U-turn, heat wave, roost, calm mind, thunder wave, aura sphere. It wants all those moves. I think like I would want all those moves like either aura sphere, heat wave. Those are interchangeable. But like yeah, you just want so many moves, and yeah, that will not work out very well. Yeah. So Delta Elegant Fairy, it's a decent little pivot, decent cleric-ish. Doesn't really get wish, but it can heal itself and still heal status. It can sponge some hits, be really annoying. As like it's basically knockoff Togekiss. Everything Togekiss can do, this thing can do too, but probably a little worse. And that's basically what it comes down to. If you want Togekiss, but you don't have the points to get Togekiss, try to get this instead. It's basically the same thing. This thing was like tier 5 last time. This thing should definitely go up a lot. Um, because it's annoying. And it actually does it well. It does annoying very well. And yeah. So I think that's about it. Next time I have no idea what is next. Uh, at Scolipede is like Darmanitan. It might be Germanitan, I'm not entirely sure. But whatever it is, see y'all next time. Goodbye.